Here we go. Okay, Perkei, Mishnah, Dalet. Hu haya omer, Rabbi Gamliel would say, Asay ritzoyna ki ritzoyncha, a Jew should make a Kadosh Baruch Hu's ratzon his ratzon, Kedei sheyaseh ritzoyncha ki ritzoyna, so that my ratzon, Hashem will make my ratzon like his ratzon. So I make Hashem's desire is my desire. There is no difference between the two. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants certain things. I try to make that my desire. So I desire that which HaKadosh Baruch Hu desires. And what's the result? Hashem will make my desires his. We'll see how the Rabbeinu explains it. The second statement, Badal Ritzoyncha mipnei Ritzoyncha. You should nullify your desire, your ratzon, for HaKadosh Baruch Hu's ratzon, in order Kedei she'yavata Ritzoyncha cheirim mipnei Ritzoyncha. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mevatel other people's ritzoynos, other people's desires for your desire. What does this mean? Says the Rabbeinu Yonah. A person has his desires. He has his chayfetz, he has his taiva. If he makes his chayfetz and taiva to fit with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, in other words, all he wants is Torah mitzvahs. That's what Rabbeinu Yonah says. He says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to keep Torah mitzvahs. So if I make that my desire, right, so then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will make my desire his desire. In other words, we always say that there are people who learn because they have to. They realize that a good Jewish boy learns. So that's not Oyser Ritzoyncha ki Ritzoyncha, right? That's not Ritzoyncha ki Ritzoyncha. A person desires, a person that wants to go on vacation. A person wants to spend time with the family. A person wants to read an interesting book. A person has to make his desire what a Kadosh Baruch Hu wants. Kadosh Baruch Hu wants Torah and mitzvahs. So somehow, with the Jew, it's not enough to keep Shabbos. It's not enough to learn Torah. It's not enough to get your Daled Minim. What a person has to do is make his desire, make his ratzon to want Torah and mitzvahs. So I actually want to come and learn. I want to do that. It's not that I'm doing because I have to. I want to keep Shabbos, and if someone would come and tell me, if Kadosh Baruch Hu come and tell me that, you get one Shabbos off. You've been such a good Jew. You've been so good for all these years. I'm giving you a Shabbos off. You don't have to make Kiddush. You don't have to make brachas. You can go, get into the car. Here's my credit card. Hashem gives you his credit card and says, have fun. You have 24 hours, have fun. So the Jew's supposed to say, I don't want to. I love Shabbos. Shabbos is, I want to keep Shabbos. I don't do it because I have to. So that's the ultimate level. That's what the Rabbeinu is saying. To be oiser ratzon atzmei b'chayfetzu v'taiva, what I desire should be the ratzon Hashem. So how does one do that? It's a tall order, right? How does one make a Kadosh Baruch Hu's ratzon his ratzon? So the Rabbeinu quotes a pasuk in Divrei Yomim that says, "Ki mimcha hakol." David Melech said, "Ki mimcha hakol." From you is everything. Umiyodcha nosanu lach, and from your hand it was given to us. So the Eitz HaTorah is for a person to realize that everything he has is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it's all a pikadon. It's all like I'm a shomer. I'm given something to watch for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but it's all from him. If a person realizes, says the Rabbeinu Yonah, that everything is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a person contemplates that, so that automatically he's going to want to make his ratzon like HaKadosh Baruch Hu's ratzon. But that's the nekuda. What we have to try to figure out, and I think this is what separates a successful Jew from a not so successful Jew, is whether a person doing mitzvahs because he wants to, he genuinely desires to do the mitzvahs, or he has to. So that the chiddush of this mission is, or Gamliel's chiddush is, Asay ritzoyncha ki ritzoyncha. You should make HaKadosh Baruch Hu's ratzon your ratzon. This is what I want. I'm not doing because I have to, because I want to. So what's batal ritzoyncha mipnei? The result is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is, says the Rabbeinu Yonah, he's the masvia l'chol chai ratzon. Right, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives sustenance to the world. So if we make our desires what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, he's going to fulfill our desires. The basic desire is you want to have what you need to survive. HaKadosh Baruch Hu be masvia l'chol chai ratzon, v'noisen lechem l'chol basar, he gives bread to every creation, l'chol beri dei machzor, whatever a person needs, he gets. We make our ratzon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu's ratzon, we'll have what we need. The second statement is, batal ritzoyncha mipnei ritzoyncha, we should nullify our ratzon to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's ratzon, he'll do the same for us. Isn't that redundant? We already made. I don't want to eat pig, not because it's disgusting, because I can't, because I have no desire for that. I have no desire for that. Kadosh Baruch doesn't want me to have it. So I already made my Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Ratzon. So what does it mean to nullify my Ratzon for Hashem? So Rabbeinu doesn't comment on that, but the Bartanura says that the first part is talking about mitzvah saseh. So I want to take dal minimum. I want to eat matzah. And batal ritzonach is referring to mitzvahs lo saseh. So I'm not going to wear shatnez. I'm not going to do malach on Shabbos. I'm mevatel my Ratzon for all the negative commandments. I'm going to stay away from all the aveiros for a Kadosh Baruch Hu. What does Hashem do? He's mevatel ritzonachem b'nei ritzoncha. No one else is going to be able to affect me negatively if I do that. Yafer atzai soivecha v'divrei. Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to uproot. He's going to be mefer. He's going to nullify your enemy's desires against you. Okay, so that's
this mission a little bit against the mission of the law.
In order to allow it, so it depends. It depends on the gears in that mission. Right? The mission there said, don't be like a Vadam Shamshan Asarav.
Right. I'm not the Kabbalah class. There's
two gears that Rabbeinu brought there. It's Eli Mishamsh Asarav Shaloy Amanas the Kabbalah Pras or Amanas Shaloy the Kabbalah Pras, right? What's the proper mode of worshiping Hashem vis-a-vis getting reward, not getting reward? Is it that I should worship Hashem without any intention to get reward? Or worship Hashem with intention not to get reward? I want to, we said the mindset with the Vilna going, that there was only one esrog in town. Right? So it'll fit with one of them, right? Here is saying you could be Oved Hashem Kadesh Yatzer Ritzoincha Kirtzoinah. But I'm not doing it, I'm not being Oved Hashem in order to get that. I mean, it's not my main goal. If you could be Oved Hashem, Shaloi Amanas L'Kabel Pras, right? I'm not what does it mean Amanas L'Kabel Pras? I'm only worshiping Hashem because I'm going to get a reward. And if I don't get the reward, then I'm not doing it. I don't know what your person do. You Oved Hashem, you know you're getting a reward. You know it's coming in. But that's not why I'm doing it. But I don't necessarily have to be Oved Hashem, Amanas not to L'Kabel Pras. If you go like that gear, so that I hear it's a much stronger kasha. But if you say that the idea is I'm aware I'm getting reward, but that's not my motivation. Is because I want to be Oved Hashem. I'm happy to get the reward also. I still think the kash is better than the teretz because kedei sounds like in order that. I mean, what Dr. Mazur is pointing out is that it says here, I say ritzonik kedei sheyaser ritzonik in order that. So I should make my desire Hashem's desire so that He'll take care of me financially. I should mevatel my ratzon to His ratzon so that my enemies won't be able to get to me. Kedei. Loshin kedei is shver. Good shayla. Maybe next time we'll be able to attack. Okay, the Mishnah, or the next Mishnah continues. Omer Hillel says, "Al tifroish." It says 5 things. Number 1, Al tifroish atzvcha min hatzibur. You should not distance yourself. Don't go away from the tzibur, from the killer. Val tamin va'atzvcha ad yoyim ha'yisrael. Don't have confidence in yourself. Don't believe in yourself until you're the person's dying day. Val todin es chavercha ad shetigilem koyim. Don't judge your friend until you reach his place. Val toimer davashi efshel lishmaya. Which we can appreciate much more today. Don't say something that you think cannot be heard because it will be heard in the end. Number 5, don't say that I'm going to learn when I have time, because you might never have time. Let's take each one. It says Hillel, why? There's a concept that when many Jews are doing the Ratzon Hashem, there's more of a Hadras Melech, there's more of a cover of a Kiddush Hashem when you have many people doing it. So says the Rabbeinu Yonah, therefore, ein roy lahafish men. Like it says, Vahi b'shur melech bis asif rashi am yachad shiftei Yisrael. When the Yidden are doing mitzvahs together, Shmenes Kiddush Hashem, and when the tzibur is being hoylech b'derech toiv, going the proper way, so one should be, if one goes away from that, it gives the impression he doesn't want to be part of that Kiddush Hashem. So when the tzibur is doing good things, it's very important to be part of it. He goes on to say, if the tzibur is doing bad things, then you'd rather be in a desert, away from the tzibur. Don't be parish min hatzibur. The idea of doing things in a group together. Al tamin ba'atzal b'yoyim moischa, says the Rabbeinu Yonah, this is nidrush bein lechasidus bein le'emunah. Sometimes a person in his Yiddishkeit is on a high. When king is going well, the learning is going well, Shabbos is going well, the davening is going well, like everything is he feels that things are mamash falling into place, and he has his schedule, and everything is great. And he gets a certain confidence, like as the Rabbeinu Yonah says. It's been a few days I haven't sinned. Gazarti es yitzu v'yacholti v'ani misgarba olav v'netzerech. So a person feels I'm winning the game. Right? I've broken my Yetzer Hara and I've been saved. Baruch Hashem, I have a whole night to learn now. I have no Yetzer Hara not to learn. It's going to be great. Says the Rabbeinu, you shouldn't say that. The person should never distance the fear of the Yetzer Hara. The person should never think that he has the Yetzer Hara under his hand and now he's going to be successful. Always be scared, always be afraid. Because the Yetzer Hara is always after a person. So that means even after the person was successful, let's say there was a certain Nisayon, you have a test that he was misgaber, he won, so you should feel good that you won. But don't relax. You never relax. There's never relaxing initially. You never sit back. You can enjoy for a moment your success, but you never let down your guard. You know, in Lahavdil in sports, if you win the World Series, now you have off. Now we can enjoy our victory until next season. We have 2 or 3 months off, right? In Yiddishkeit, it's not like that. If you have a victory, well, the next World Series is the next second, right? So we never really finish until Hashem says we finished. So a person should never have that sense of confidence that allows them to relax. As I said, in my yeshiva at Kaplan during Ben Azmanim, for Yeshiva Bacher, the World Series is when you finish the last day of the Zman, now you get to relax as Ben Azmanim. In Yeshiva, Shachris always started 5 minutes early, Ben Azmanim, because that's the time you can daven like a mensch now. So we don't have Sidrei Yeshiva, but now we can daven like a mensch, so you start davening 5 minutes early. When I first came to Yeshiva, I thought to myself, give us a break, we just want to relax, but that's not how it works. You never relax, you're always pushing forward. Don't judge your friend until... and the second half, when it comes to emunah, is a person shouldn't be overly confident in his emunah, and he shouldn't hang out with people who have bad hashkafas, people who are minim, who are heretics, and we'll do that in a second. That's more people who are heretics, they have bad midas, bad hashkafas. Don't think that I'll learn from them. I'll take what I have to. I'll take the oichel and zarek the psoilis. Stay away. You never know how they're going to have a bad hashpah on you. Don't judge your friend until you reach his place. It says Rabbeinu, it's a similar concept of not being overly confident. How can that guy do that? If I was him, I wouldn't have done that. How do you know? You're not given his set of circumstances. You're not given his set of midas, his character traits. Don't be overly confident that if that was me, I would never have done that. As we speak out all the time when you go through the parshas, through the chumash. If I was there in the midbar, I never would have followed korach. I never would have fallen for that. One should never think that. One should always be on guard that he probably would have done that. Don't think that you're going to say something in confidence and it won't get out. One has to be careful and guard himself from possibilities, things that might happen. So if you have a soy, if you have a secret, he says, don't tell even a person, don't even tell your best mate, as they say in Australia. It's not possible it's going to get out. No one's going to let it out. Everything gets out. Says Yonah, you're walking in the street and you're thinking and you want to say out loud something. He says you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't verbalize anything that you don't want people finding out about. Like the Gemara says in Brachas, the walls have ears. There's a Gemara in Brachas Davches. Ki oif hashemayim pasim kehelas. Also a Gemara in Avodah Zarah. Ki oif hashemayim yoelech esakol ubal knafayim yagid davar. The bird in the sky will bring the kol, and the Baal Knafayim, the winged creature, will tell it. Remember that Gemara? With Rabbi and Antoninus, I think.
Oh, man.
Cutting that down to the tall poppy syndrome. So that's, you have to be careful what you say. Definitely in this day and age, right? If you send a text, or you send an email, you have to think to yourself, the entire world is going to see it. I know someone who lost everything because of the text in Australia. Google it if you want. There's someone who had a very big position and he was getting government funding for something. He was going to start a whole big thing. It was Gavaldik. He sent a text over. Finished. He shouldn't have sent a text. If you send a text, you send an email, just be aware that everybody is going to see it. That's what you have to have in mind when you do that. That's the Mishnah. And the last part says, obviously a person shouldn't say that when I have time I'll learn, because you don't know what the day is going to lead to, and a person's never going to have time. When we were moving from Eretz Yisrael to Australia, we spent a month in North America with family. And I remember that my whole day was full of doing things. We had government things to take care of, we had things to buy, and I can spend my whole day involved with things I had to do and not learn at all. And it wasn't wasting time. But if I would learn, somehow those things would get done also. Right? So it's not just a person sitting back and doing nothing. You have things to take care of. A person has an achrayus to learn. So a person has to set up for himself a certain amount of time per day, even though his whole day is full with his schedule. You sit and learn for a half hour, you'll still be able to get everything done. And if you wouldn't learn, it would just take you more time to get those things done. So a person should never say, when I have time I'll learn, always chap and seize the moment.
Sure.